Hey everybody, this is Jason again with another movie review. This time I'm going to be starting the Psycho series. So the first one I'm going to do obviously is going to be the original Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock. Everybody knows who he is. He's classic. Including this movie. This movie is a classic. I'm just going to throw it out there. It's classic. Any horror fan will need to see this. It was 1960, and nothing has ever been done like this before. This Blu-ray right here was out of print for the longest time, so I didn't have this Blu-ray at all. So sometime this year they actually reprinted them, so I did get it for I think $10. So if you do see it, get it. It's the quality of the HD on the Blu-ray is outstanding. So it's the best that the movie has ever been seen before. So it being black and white in 1960, it looks great for that time. Anthony Perkins, who plays Norman Bates on here, really, you can't replace Anthony Perkins, honestly, as Norman. I do give that kid on the current Bates Motel series a lot of credit. He does do a lot of the Norman antics. He has a lot of characteristics that Anthony Perkins did, so props to him. So basically, the only thing you know in here is that in the beginning of it, you got Janet Leigh's character. She's in Phoenix, Arizona with her boyfriend at lunch, and they're having their lunch hour together, and then she needs to go back to work. She goes into work. She wants to. She gets I think $40,000 to bring to the bank for her boss that her boss has gotten from another guy. She complains that she has a headache and that she would like to go straight home after she gets to the bank and deposits the money. Well, basically, she was going to the bank and she decided not to. She decided she's going to go to California. So she continues to drive, basically to steal the money. She drives all night. It gets to the next day. She's always looking behind herself, and she's freaked out, to think that, hey, somebody's after her. She does meet this cop that woke her up. She'd fallen asleep on the drive, and it appears that this cop is, hot on her trail. So she trades cars. Her car has Arizona plates, so she gets another car. She spends, I think, $700 in a trade-in for her car. So she takes a few $100 out of her stack of $40,000 to pay for it, and she books out of there so quick that she forgets her suitcase. It's so obvious that she's running away from something. Everybody doesn't know what's going on at this point, but you do hear in her head, you do hear the boss talk about how that he thought he saw her while they were outside going across the street. And that's when they noticed the money has been deposited, and more than likely she has taken it and gone off with it, which is the case. So she drives more, and it's just downpouring so much, and she basically goes to this deserted motel. It's the Bates Motel, which is ran by Norman. He says that he's been, taking care of his sick mother. He pretty much falls for her right from from get go, and treats her to a little sandwich and milk that he puts it. So he brings down some food from the house, and you hear mother screaming at him, saying no, that she doesn't want any girls at the motel. And he just explains to her that she's hungry, she's been driving all night, and he's just there to support her. So all this time, you also are introduced into Janet Leigh's sister, which is played by Vera Miles, and also Sam as well. They're worried about, because they haven't heard anything from her. They know that she left work, and they hire an investigator to go find her. And they find out that, or get some clues that she's at the Bates Motel, which is in a made-up town in California, Fairvale, California. And then you see Janet Leigh's character. She's tired. She's ready to go good night, go back to sleep. But before that, she takes a shower. And this is honestly one of the scariest scenes that was ever filmed. And in 1960, this has never happened before, ever. So I know, people back then didn't even want to take a shower for years. But you see a womanly figure show up and stab her to death. Rewind this real quick. And so yeah, she's stabbed to death, and then Norman screams from the house, that he sees blood. We assume it's the mother that killed her, and he runs out there, sees her body, is freaked out. So he takes the shower curtain, wraps up the body, and then throws the body in the back of her car, and then pushes it into the swamp that's down the on the other side of the motel. It goes down perfectly fine. Then he goes to clean the cabin 1, cleans it up, because to him, in his head, mother, he doesn't want mother to get caught, doesn't want to get her in trouble, so he hides it for her. Then shortly after that, you meet Vera Miles and Sam. They show up and they play a couple, and they get a cabin, and they want to find a little bit more information also. And this is after the investigator had also pressured him and tried to get some more information from him. And then you get the awesome effect for 1960, where he wants to meet the mother, and he runs inside the house, and he climbs up the stairs, and that's where you see him get stabbed in the face, and he falls back and stabs some more by another, again, womanly figure. And then back, that's when you meet the fake couple that shows up to get a little bit more information. And they play off that, one is trying to snoop around, the other one is trying to, go to Norman and kind of just talk to him. And they find that there was proof that Janet Leigh had been there. Marion Crane had been there. They find something in the toilet, a little piece of paper that she had ripped up, and it hadn't flushed down the toilet completely. So this is pretty much it. I mean, and at the end of it, Norman's going after them, trying to kill them, and that's when there's a struggle, and that's when you find out it's Norman Bates had been dressing in his own mother. He's taken away, and at the very end of it, you notice that that's when the police actually discusses that his mother's dead. You find that's out actually earlier in the movie, but the mother's dead, and he's kind of like has a split personality. So the mother side of him had taken over completely, overall. So you even hear, when they're giving him some food, that he's speaking in mother's voice. So it's kind of sad actually, because he's just not all there. And that's it. Great movie, outstanding movie. I know the very first time I saw it, everything was a complete shock. You didn't expect it to be Norman. Now that I've seen it a million times, it's still great. It still holds up, even though I know it's Norman the whole time doing the killing. But I definitely give this a 9 out of 10. Very, very strong 9 out of 10. Highly recommended to any type of movie fan out there, especially horror fans. You need to give this a shot. It definitely holds up in 2014. It's an older movie, but it holds up. Anthony Perkins, like I said, is great. So 9 out of 10. And then I'll real quickly go over this Blu-ray, because I think as of right now, this is the only Blu-ray that has been out. You get a bunch of bonus features on here. The Making of Psycho. And then newsreel footage of back in 1960 when they actually released it. You get the shower scene with and without the music. So at that point, you can really tell how big this music actually makes this movie. So outstanding job by the people on this movie for the actual music. Just was fantastic. Let's see what else. You do got some commentary on here as well, and then many more. You open it up, you do get the ultraviolet you can download, and you get the disc right here. So all in all, 9 out of 10. Highly recommend it. Definitely look forward to reviewing the rest of the franchise. Psycho 2 is next, 22 years later after this. So I'll let you know if it holds up to the original. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next video.